Hey guys, what's going on? I want to come on real quick and ask a question. Who has Nancy? Somebody let Nancy go. Poor 84-year-old grandmother. This is by far heartbreaking. We haven't covered it because of all the craziness of there's camera smash, there's break-ins, there's this, and then all of a sudden we learn that there's no smash cameras, there's no signs of forced entry. It looks like somebody kind of just walked right on in. So that makes me wonder, do they believe these ransom notes? I don't know if they do. I think they're 50-50 on it. I don't think they're 100. If they were 100%, they wouldn't be bouncing the way they're bouncing. But to me, the biggest, you got to start from the beginning, right? We got to start from the 31st of January at 5-something in the afternoon. Why did their mother have to take a Uber? Why couldn't they have picked her up? Why didn't they just pick her up? But they brought her home, but they made her take an Uber there. That's confusing. Seems like maybe there was some kind of meeting or something going to happen, not just dinner, because dinner would not be from 5-something to almost 10 o'clock at night. That's a long dinner. When dinner's usually at 6, you're done eating by 7, you clean up, by 8, gone, you're home, right? She should have been home by 8, a little after 8. But then again, no, they could have been visiting, we don't know. And I'm not saying that they're guilty. I'm just saying that this looks to me like something may have gone wrong. Maybe they had the meeting planned and the dinner planned and then it didn't go as expected, right? We know that they had been separated. There was a lot going on. They might have been going to get a divorce, or they might have been going to work it out, or whatever, but that's beside the point. The point is, where's Nancy? Is she in the manhole they're looking for? The septic system manhole? Is she somewhere within a mile of that home, 2 miles of that home? Probably. My guess would be somewhere right out back. No money's been put into the fund. Here it is, 3 o'clock our time, 2 o'clock over there in Arizona. So they still got 3 hours, right? Let's see if this money gets put in there before 5 p.m. I don't think it's going to. Because why? Because no proof of life. When proof of life is so easy. So simple. So easy. And that's what I don't understand. They've been asking for that early on and they've never got it. They say they're willing to pay, but I'm sure they want that proof of life, and I don't blame them. And I know it's a chance at life, right? There's still a chance. You pay the money, it's your mom. Pay the money, it's just money, it's just paper. I mean, you can always make more money. With the amount of magnitude of this case, I think if they'd have just started a donation, they'd have probably raised that kind of money. There's no telling. But all in all, I don't think it's about the money. I don't think it's about a note. I think that this is something that law enforcement are looking at maybe the same way I'm looking at this. Why trigger warning? Why did she only bleed around the front door? Like there's a big puddle right by where you would grab the handle, right? If like say it was on your arm or elbow, usually that's where they'll bump, and it'll tear because the blood thinners, their skin is really, really soft. My mom's the same way at 77, 78. It's the blood thinners that do that. But say, she bumped her arm trying to get out of the car, right? Well, they said that the garage door was open. She went in the garage door, but it looks like somebody went to the front door. Well, they know that was hers because they tested it. But was it inside the home? I'm hearing no. I'm hearing it was only started at the front door and kind of thinned out going towards the driveway. Well, they took her home. Well, someone took her home. Whoever took her home, did something transpire? And she get upset and try to get out of the car in a hurry and fall and hurt herself? And that this is a cover-up? Or is it something way different than that? I don't even know if Nancy made it in the house, to be honest with you. Apple Watch, the Apple phone, all that, yeah, it's left all behind, right? So, could it have been possible that she didn't make it in the house? Yeah, it can be possible. But now I don't know. Was her bed unmade? Was her medication out? Had she got home and took stuff? Because they were like, well, she went home and went to bed. Well, how do we know she didn't wash her face, have a little hot tea, watch a little news, then go take her medications, then go to bed? Why are they saying she went straight to bed when she got home? They don't know that. It's just like church, right? She did church online. I think it was more, I don't think she was physically going to church after COVID. I think she was doing it online. because it didn't appear that she drove very much. She had a car in the garage, but I don't know, was that car used? Because they towed that car. And then if she had a driver's license, she could drive, why did she use an Uber? That would have made sense. But I don't understand the Uber. Now, if it would have been an Uber both ways, then I would understand. Okay, you went to eat, the Uber picked you up. Right? Usually you'll tell them, hey, come back in 2 hours or 3 hours, or maybe it went longer. Maybe they visited longer. I don't know. Maybe it was just an innocent dinner and meeting, or whatever it was. Something doesn't sound right. And they put that guy's name out there in the very beginning of this for some reason. And to me, that throws a red flag. Like when you throw a name out there and then you try to retract it and you take the word away from, he took her home to a family, took her home. It's like, I know that maybe they were looking that way, but then decided not to. Maybe somebody told them in the family to look that way. We don't know. We don't know what was said. We don't know if one of the other siblings said, hey, they were getting ready to get a divorce, you know, da-da-da-da-da. Maybe there was some financial struggles or troubles. That's usually what it comes down to. Just like in the Tepe case. Remember I said it's going to be somebody she knows. And I even said to ex-husband right off the bat, my first video, it's a possibility. But you always got to look at those people. It's just like the reason they're being looked at. The reason they should have looked at them in the beginning was because they were the last ones with her. We know that's how it works. It works that way in every case. But what I don't understand is putting a house as a crime scene and releasing it. Crime scene, releasing it. Crime scene, releasing it. That is sloppy. And then everybody freaked out. Well, the letter led them to look at the roof. And no, I don't believe that, because I was told by my source that a neighbor a couple of houses over explained to law enforcement that were walking around door to door that her roof had been redone, resurfaced. They put that plastic stuff, I guess, in the heat or whatever. It had been relaid, the roof, that with that vinyl, whatever, that cover, had been put on new about 3 weeks prior to that. So the neighbor thought it was odd that some roofing company had just come and done the roof 3 weeks prior, and then she goes missing. And then that camera being found on that roof. Did the neighbor know about that camera? Was this a hidden camera? But why wasn't there more security? Why wasn't there more cameras? Why wasn't there cameras inside so they can see their mother as she falls down? Or not in like her bedroom or bathrooms or anything, but I'm saying like kitchen, living room, where she's going to be the majority of the time. Like, that made no sense, why the security wasn't tougher than that. And I mean, money wasn't an option for this family. So that's kind of confused me. But the biggest confusion is that never been a problem before. She goes and eats one time with a daughter and a husband that are maybe separated or fixing to separate or fixing to divorce or whatever the case may be. And then poof, she's gone. It looks to me like she could have got out of that car in a hurry when he pulled up there and tried to get in the front door. Because the biggest puddle is by where the door handle is. Like the door handle, say, is here. Like if you were to grab it, like say somewhere it was, that's where the majority of and then it got thinner as it went backwards. So to me, it's like somebody was trying to get in that door, but she trying to get in that door, and that's why it was kind of dripping all right there. And then she turned around and realized no, or somebody come up from behind her and drug her the other way. The garage, 2 minutes. It doesn't take 2 minutes to open a garage, walk through it, and hit the button, because you're going to hit that button as soon as you get to that wall over there. That's what 9 times out of 10 most people are going to do. And then the Ring camera. Thieves don't know if her Ring camera was hooked up or not. Now, some other people might. It could have been a contractor. She had told, hey, it's not working right or whatever, but I don't think she would have done that for safety reasons. I don't think she would have been announcing that her cameras didn't work. And then a lot of people speculate the camera. Somebody knew that camera didn't work when they took it off that wall. And I don't understand. The only thing I'm kind of concerned about that really concerned me, because I always felt like they were going to find her somewhere there close to that house within a half mile or a mile. And then they start looking in that manhole after they searched the daughter's house for like the second time. But that time they swarmed it. And now they're swarming it again today. Like, I know here it's 3, it's 2 there. But a couple hours ago, I believe they were back at the sister's house again, the daughter's house again. A lot of people said she looked distant. I'm not saying she had anything to do with it. She didn't go with him evidently to take her mom back home. So could he have done something and then had to go back later after she went to sleep? Possible. Or do they both know? It's possible. Hell, do they all know it's possible? I mean, I wouldn't put anything past anybody anymore. Because the way that this is AI can write any letter you want them to write and make it look really, really good, right? And it could have looked like a freaking genius wrote it when AI was done with it. The money makes no sense. Choosing the Bitcoin, one of the easiest way to try. Now I'm going to give it 1% that there is a way that they can do this without being caught. It happened to me, remember guys, about a year ago. I got scammed by that Bitcoin stuff and precious metals. What they would do is you'd put the money into Bitcoins and then they would move it into precious metals and they would buy all into precious metals that day, and at the end of the day, in the market get ready to close, they pull it out. And they make a big profit every day off of gold and silver. So, that is one possibility. I think they could probably move this money without being caught. But why choose 6 million, such a large amount to move? Won't be moved in minutes. There's just no way. It'll take a while for the bank to release that kind of funds. Why hasn't it been put in? That's my biggest question. If that money, they said they paid that ransom a few days ago. So why is that money not in that Bitcoin? And I think that tells us, law enforcement, I don't think they really feel that this is legit. Like, I think they're looking at this as a recovery. Like, maybe they went into, maybe the plan was to do this and something went wrong and it didn't work out the way they wanted it to. Are these people across that border there in Mexico? I don't know that, because there's 6 places you can get out of that whole area. But all 6 places that are at our intersections all have cameras out. So they would have been able to track this person like they did Dr. Michael in the Tepe case. They followed him all the way to Chicago, dude. Don't tell me. The 7 hours they followed that dude by traffic cams and license plate readers and ATMs and banks and stores. Don't tell me they couldn't do that this way. And that's why I said I figured they would have this person within the first 2 days by basically surveillance cameras. Just like the J. Carl case. The cameras are going to get you every time. Now, this just tells me that the store, the Chevron and the Circle K, why are they focused so hard on those 2 stores when they're closer to the daughter's house than they are to Nancy's house? That doesn't make sense to me. Everything they're searching seems to be over by that daughter's house. Stores, gas station, Circle K, Chevron, another store, a market. All those cameras that are traffic cams that they're utilizing are all in that area. Why? That leads me to believe that maybe they don't think that they took her home, or they want to see if they took her home. Or did they take her home and something go down bad happened, and then she be in that garage until he came back at 1 o'clock in the morning? I don't know. Or were they supposed to do this and then somebody else came in and did it, right? I don't know. Did he leave the house open? Did he leave a key? Right? I don't know, because I don't know what they have. If you don't have the Ring camera, you got nothing. Now, they should be able to go on to whoever's phone that set it up for her, as long as it's set up on a phone or a tablet or a computer, and be able to get it that way. That you would be able to do. But now if they're saying if it's not connected to service, then that means there's no way to view it. If they weren't paying a monthly fee to have it. It would just keep recording all day. Even though she'd be able to see who's at the door, it wouldn't record who's at the door. Right? As soon as they walked off, that's it. That's all you see. That's all she would see. She couldn't go back and rewind it. So I don't know. That one was confusing to me. The no forced entry, that leads me to believe, just like the Tepe case, somebody knew. Somebody had access. What is that camera that's found up there where the roof had just been done? I don't know. The neighbor's the one that told them to get on that roof and check it out. It had just been redone. So the neighbor, shout out to them for letting them know that the roof had just been done, because evidently, did this neighbor know that camera was there? Or did they just go to look at the new roof to see if something, and they found that camera there? I don't know that. But the manhole searching in that either sprinkler, irrigation, manhole system, it depends if they have their septic set up where sprinkler systems are not. I don't know, some do, some don't. It could just be a vat in the ground, but why poke around like that for that long? Why not send a camera down in there? That didn't make sense. Were they told something was in there? Or did they go against their own hunch and something lead them to that? Was it little trickles of drops of DNA along the way to that manhole? I don't know that. I'm hearing that they don't believe that this is a stranger. Because 41 minutes in that home, if that's accurate, and that 41 minutes wasn't just clean up and cover up, if that was somebody coming back to the scene to cover up, then that's different. Because, hey, you think about it, your devices will pair a pretty good distance. In the garage, the driveway, I can use my earbuds a pretty good way away from my phone. Is it that all this happened and then he put her in the trunk of that car and then he, went back over there and her pacemaker was there until he drove off from there at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever? That's a possibility. I still wonder why they brought him up so early on. And I know they changed it a little bit, but once you do it, you do it. Once that sheriff said he's the one that brought her home, he's the one that got it out there for everybody to grab. And I know now they're saying family took her home, but I think we all know who took her home. And I'm just wondering if the daughter might not have no clue. It could have been him and some people he knows, the roofers or somebody else totally different, that set this up. The daughter might not know nothing about it at all. Because everybody was, well, she looks funny in that. No, she could have been, she could have been on medications to help her calmly, Some people take it differently. I don't like how they read that letter because it scared me. It made me feel like they're trying to recover their mother, not get her back. And that's scary. But you know what? Either way, if they already know the truth and they just want to get her recovered, then that's, that would explain why they were looking in that manhole after they searched that daughter's house again the night before with 3 different cars, sheriff's cars. It usually takes one but they were taking pictures. They were doing a lot of stuff. Then they were checking that car. Did they find something in that car? Did they find a trickle or a drop of DNA in that car? Well, if that's the case, then you got to kind of go by why we only saw it outside, why it's only at the front door, and then where did it go from there? Because it didn't just stop. Wherever they put her, whatever vehicle they put her in, that's where it would have been dripping from then on. So, I don't know. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. I'm shocked that they haven't found her by now, and that's why I don't believe that somebody took her out of there in a vehicle that late at night. I think she was gone before that, in my opinion. I think she was out of there probably sometime after the garage opened and closed. I don't think she was there very long. And it could have been that the Apple Watch and stuff was, I don't know, maybe they just unpaired it. I don't know. Maybe she was there in the garage or in the car until they left. I don't know. That's the thing. It's confusing to me. But $6 million, a Bitcoin, most likely an option that you're never going to be able to take that money out. So that makes me believe, why would somebody go through that much trouble, right? Unless this was just like a robbery gone bad. They went in to rob this house not knowing who this woman was and then realized who she was from photos inside the home. Oh my God, this is that celebrity's daughter. Maybe then that's when they thought, oh, maybe we get some money out of it. But maybe they'd already done what they were going to do. I don't know. Was it a robbery? I don't think anything's missing. I mean, they didn't even take the Apple Watch for crying out loud. Those things are worth some money. So there's certain things that don't make sense. It points to me, in my opinion only, and this is only my opinion, is that it's somebody she knows. Whether it be somebody that worked in that house before, whether it be someone within the family, whether it be a distant someone, whether it be someone she worked with down the line, whether it be someone one of the daughters works with, whether it be somebody from the school. We don't know. We really don't know. But I'm curious to see if they're going to have this paid by 5 o'clock. I was going to wait till 5 to do it, but I'm like, I'll get one out first, explain my situation. I saw a lot of y'all been asking me on email. It's not that I didn't want to cover it. I just got off today. I've been busy since Thursday. I just got free today. That's why I haven't done any video till today. But I will get them out. I got a couple done already. I'm going to load, and I'm going to load this one. But prayers for Nancy. I hope to God she's okay, and I hope I'm wrong. But man, it just doesn't seem right. They never go bouncing to crime scene, non-crime scene, crime scene, non-crime scene, crime scene, non-crime scene. Then I knew that when they would at least get to the daughters once, because that's the ones that were with her last. But now they're like, now the last 2 days, 48 hours, they're really visiting that house a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised if arrest comes today, before 5 o'clock. Hopefully here pretty quickly. we'll see after this video drops how long it takes for the arrest to happen. All right, guys, y'all be good. Trigger warnings. Y'all be safe. Prayers for Nancy. I pray to God they find her. I hope to God she's okay and I'm wrong. That's what I hate about doing these, is because you don't want to come out and hurt anybody's feelings, but you have to understand, we have to look at it as both sides. It doesn't make sense. A kidnapper, a true kidnapper, would have made contact in the first 24 to 36 hours, in my opinion. That's usually all it takes. So does it look like it? No, it doesn't make sense of one. But maybe this is a new 2026 thing. Maybe I just don't see it. I don't know. This Bitcoin stuff, I don't know. I know it's scary, but hopefully, like I said, hopefully she is okay. Hopefully they did take medication for her. $6 million is a lot of the money to ask for. I mean, a lot of people are jumping the gun already saying it's a recovery, and it's possible. It's possible that it's been a recovery since the first few hours. That is possible. It's possible that something really went wrong after that dinner that night or whatever, you know, once she got home or whatever. Something could have gone wrong. I just don't know if she actually made it in the house. That's my scary feeling, is because the way that was found at the front door, and such the biggest puddle of it being right by the door handle like you're trying to get in. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I could be totally wrong, and I hope I am. I hope I'm totally wrong. It just does not look like it to me. The neighbors have made them check the roof, so that wasn't about a ransom note. The first ransom note was a hoax anyway, so I'm sure they're thinking this one probably is. But I know they're treating this one a lot more serious, but not serious enough for me, because the money's not in it yet. Throwing invisible money in there, the FBI can do anything they want, right? Put the money in there and see what happens from there, right? I don't know. I think that they can lock that where they'll never get the money. That's why I said I don't think it's about the money. I think it's a time buyer. I think they're trying to buy time. I think some kind of accident or something happened that on the 31st that night, by at least on the 1st at 2 in the morning, somewhere in there, something bad happened, I believe. And maybe they're just trying this to buy time to get out of the country. I don't know. Maybe they're already out the country. I don't know. We don't know who this could be. It points more towards somebody that knows her because of the non-forced entry. But I still wonder what that other camera was. Was it something somebody planted? Because it was on a solar panel, like a game trail, when the ones we use like deer blinds and stuff. It was a camera similar to that, like a trail cam. It'll go, but you got to have it hooked to either phone or something, or you got to go physically take that card out. Did that lead them to something? Because right after they searched the daughter's house that night with all those sheriff's cars, that next day they were searching the manhole, searching the roof. Like, they really got busy after that. So I don't know, what did they learn at that house? You know, are they looking at this man or are they not? I don't know. We're hearing they are, we're hearing they aren't. They're saying no suspects, so we got to go by that, although I don't believe that as far as I can throw it. I believe they already have, at least persons of interest would be the last ones with this lady. And suspects, I believe, they wouldn't be looking at all these other vehicles if they weren't. And supposedly they got some other footage, but we'll see what happens. I hope they got a whole lot more, because if not, this one's sloppy hiccup. Anyway, we love y'all guys. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Trigger warnings always. Y'all's comments are y'all's and y'all's alone, not to affect the channel. We do research together here. We got big hearts around here. I'm glad to be off. I'm so tired. It's been 24/7 out there. But, you know, we'll keep you posted. I know it's our first video on it. It's not really, but it's the first one I've posted. It's just been such a wishy-washy thing, and it's too hard to lay something out and it changes 5 minutes later. I just went ahead and did this one based on what I feel in my gut, and these are my opinions. My alleged opinions. Take it as a grain of salt. Right? There's a little facts out there, but we don't know much. We just know no suspects, no forced entry, and that for sure they tested the DNA and that was hers. Why it's only outside on the front porch leads me to believe she tried to get to that front door somehow and couldn't. Either she did and couldn't get in, or she did and somebody got her by the front door before she could get in. I don't know. We'll just have to see. It's just, think about it. The majority of it is right by the handle, right straight down from the handle. So it looks like somebody was trying to get in. But I say it over and over like a broken record. I'm sorry. But anyway, trigger warnings, and everyone's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. We're not saying anybody's guilty here. We're not saying any family member's guilty. We don't know that yet. I'm just basing it on what it looks like to me. And it looks like to me is that whoever did this is someone that's pretty close to this woman. I hate to say that, but that's how I feel. So, but I guess time will tell us, right? Pray to God they find this woman and she's okay. And it doesn't have to be a recovery. But I know it's looking more and more like it, because 24 to 36 hours, no proof of life, no nothing. That should have been established right away. The money could have been sent right. This could have all been done in 3 or 4 days, 2 days, if they'd have done it. But so that's what I'm saying. Something doesn't sound right. They know more. They have to know more, in my opinion. All right, guys. Like I said, everyone's innocent until proven guilty. Take my alleged opinions here as a grain of salt at the bottom of the ocean. All right, guys. We love y'all. Trigger warnings. Talk soon. Prayers for Nancy. Prayers for this grandma. Let this lady go if you have her and she's okay. Please, somebody let her go. Please. This is ridiculous. Poor little old lady. Plus a kidnapper. They're usually not going to take somebody that AIDS and them health problems like that. It's too hard to do. 6 million or not, it's too hard to do. I think she's close, within a mile or two of that home. And I think that's why they hadn't found anything on cameras around those other areas. Because they could have went 8 or 9 miles around there without having to cross a camera. So we'll see what happens. They've said early that they thought this person was close, that she was close. She could be right there outside that backyard, not far. I don't know, it's sad. I hope to God they find her okay. I pray. My heart goes out to the family, and I pray to God that your mother's okay. I pray grandma's okay, and you know, they can get her home and get her home safe and get her back to rehabbing and get her medicines and get back to that big smile that she always has on her face. God, and you know, it's sad, but we'll see what's going to come out. It'll come. I think we'll know something by 5 today. We'll see. Love y'all, guys. That's what I'm hearing anyway. Talk soon, guys. All right. Prayers for Nancy. And let this lady go. All right, guys. Bye.